Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're welcome to our channel, Kola Academy. Today, we're going to be looking at research report writing, and we have this following outline. We're going to look at starting to write your research, then we'll look at how you source the literature, and we're going to show you the easy way of sourcing quick literature materials, and of course we're going to demonstrate this as we go on. Before we get started, we want to recast our earlier lectures. Recall that from the series 1 and series 2 on how to write a research, how to formulate a research topic, we said that it is essential that you should have an area of interest to work on anytime you are planning to write either your project, your thesis, as the case may be, or your research. Recall also that we said that the area of interest is not enough, or we have to also identify the main and the specific problem of the research we intend to solve. Also recall that we said that in formulating your research topic, you need to bear in mind that the topic should possess two basic items, which is dependent variable and independent variable. And having said that, we also agreed that you should also determine how you can source or how you intend to solve your data before you even think of getting started with your research study. So having said that, we cited practical examples in the last two tutorials, and today we're going to be looking at starting to write your research. At this level, we are looking at we are concluding that you must have decided the topic you want to write. You have identified, as said, the dependent and independent variable of the study, of the topic rather. So now you want to start. It is also very good to bear in mind that before you start, you should also have the end in mind. And what this means is that because research are in stages or in chapters, you need to find a way to ensure that there's a synthesis of ideas, of write-ups, that you must synchronize all of them. Looking at the screen, conventionally, most research or most thesis or project often comes with 5 major chapters: the chapter 1, the chapter 2, 3, all through to 5. And basically, chapter 1 is often called the introduction, where you are expected to give a background and known to the study. As a point of emphasis, chapter 1 often have some other sub chapters which we are not going to look at in this tutorial. We'll probably prepare a separate tutorial for the full details. The essence is that research format often differs across institutions globally, but what is peculiar with most institutions is that whether you have a 1 to 5 chapter format or a 1 to 6 or a 1 to 7 chapters, what is essential is that you often find an introduction in a research project. You also find the literature review. You find what is called the research methodology, or simply the methodology. Then, of course, you also find your data presentation and the analysis, or simply your result or findings. And of course, you also will find the summary of findings, conclusions, and recommendation. And of course, you have the references, which can be of any style, either the upper style or the Harvard style. Having said that, now you want to begin to write um, your research. It is expected that you don't write your research with an empty content in your mind or in your head. So to write a good research or thesis or project, as the case may be, it is essential that you have read relevant literature, or you have sourced relevant literature. And in doing this, there are several ways that this can be done. There are several ways you can do this. Did I hear you say the internet? Of course, the internet space is one of the most essential source of getting your literature materials from. Can be done from several search engines such as Google Space, the Edge, the YouTube, as the case may be, when you are looking at the holistic approach. Similarly, you can also source your literature from individual organization or domains or website, depending on the topic you're working on. If it's a topic that requires that you need to visit the annual report of specify or intending companies, organizations, and that, you can also source your literature materials from their annual report. You can source that from stock exchanges reports globally. You can also source from independent bodies such as the Standard and Poor's. You can get materials or excuse me, from Bureau of Statistics. Of course, you can also source relevant literature from journal homepage. From, for instance, from Science Direct, Elsevier, as the case may be. Data or literature materials can also be sourced from central banks or reserve bank, regional banks, for instance, the African Development Bank, the World Bank Development Indicator, and so on and so forth. Other source of sourcing materials, which is the hard copy, is related or relevant textbook in the relevant textbook in the area of the topic you are looking at. Now, having said that, you can easily source your materials online using this quick method that we're going to show you. But bear at the back of your mind that any material you intend to source, or we say um, mostly so about 70% or more thereabout of any research materials are often published in their PDF format. By the time you go to so those search engines, and you're probably key in a topic that you are trying to get related materials on in order to read and get started, you find that, or you discover that, most of the published literature materials are provided in their PDF format. Doesn't mean that you cannot also get other material in other format, but often more than 70% of published research articles are provided in their PDF format. Likewise, if you are specific about datasets, you also discover that most datasets that are published are also made available in Excel format. They're also made available in Excel format. Other formats also are available depending on what you want to work on, Word document, and so on and so forth. Now, to demonstrate this in its practical sense, we're going to do a quick demo. The stages whereby we'll go through is what we have listed here for practical example. Um, for instance, okay, let's wait a minute there. You can open a Google browser search engine or any other search engine as the case may be. There you can type in the topic, the chosen topic you intend to work on. Then if it's a theoretical material you need to source, for instance, you need to read content and compare, several studies that has been done so that you can kickstart your own. You have to do the following as identified. One, after typing the topic, it is essential that you had this note as you see here, .pdf. Recall that we said most larger percentage of literature materials in research, that you find, globally are often written or published in their PDF format. We're going to show example quickly. And two, you see that you can also source material in this format. As you can see here, when you have typed your topic, for instance, as you have your agricultural financing for sustainable economic growth in Africa, we can also see this, and you will see that the materials that will pop up will be in the document or Word format. And lastly, you can also source your material if you are trying to look at specific, you want to be specific with data. For instance, you could say data, data for agricultural finance. You can type in there and you include the short code Excel as the case may be, because oftentimes most data are always in their number form or in their percentage form as the case may be. So once you do this, you're going to get those data coming out in the format you need them. So let's demonstrate this quick. Let's go to Google. Sorry, let's go to Chrome. Google here. We're going to type an example of a topic we want to work on. For instance, we can say agricultural financing. Agricultural financing. Sorry, there. Agricultural financing and economic growth. Economic growth. And there, as I said, we need to add a little space. I said we put the .pdf code. Now, if you type into quite a number of materials on literature on agricultural finance, as you can see here, look at what Google has brought to us. Here you see that this is agricultural finance and economic growth, different literature that has been published by different scholars. You can go on and on and on. But what we are particular about, as the case may be here, as you can see, is that this, because of the PDF we put here, excuse me, because of the PDF we put here, you can see that most, all of this, literature appears in their PDF format. So what this means is that once you click, for instance, once you click, what comes out is the PDF format of the document. For instance, if I click this, let's wait a bit. Sorry, let's go back. Let's back. Let's take the one that's specified. Okay, let's take this. You can see that it's loading because it is a PDF file. You can see it has opened for us, so we can download as many as possible using that format. Let's go back. Let's go back. And one point that you also need to note is the fact that this platform provides you an avenue to decide the difference in number of years you want to select when you are working. As you can see, this is actually published in on July 5th, 2022. This is November 2019. This is 2022. So this can also assist you if you are trying to work on recent literature. This can assist you to actually, easily quick point and download one of the most recent material because they are years of publication will be included. That's about that. Now, quickly, if you go to the Excel, recall how we're following. If you go to the Excel where we said that if you need data, sorry, before then, even if you type in doc, you will still have similar thing as we have under the PDF in terms of the materials that will come up. But oftentimes, most literature or research are always published in their PDF format. So if you are to do the Excel again, we'll come to Google, for instance. We'll now type, if you are looking for a particular data, we could say, recall that we worked on agricultural financing. Let's say agricultural data this time around. Agricultural data, you can now put dot Excel there, dot Excel there. Once we click enter, let's see what comes up. Now you can see that the subsequent uh, thing that Google will bring will be agricultural data in their Excel format, as you can see. So this will help you in determining, where you want to go thereafter. For instance, so you can see, let's see one of this. Let's see one of this. Okay. It is not giving us. Okay, let's do this. Scroll. Excuse me. Now you can see that all we need to do is just to download the data in the format that is required. So what we saying here is that before you actually start your uh, begin to write your research project, so we need to bear all of this in mind so that you have the ability to have enough materials to work with and where to source them. Thank you. We appreciate you. Please like us, leave your comment, subscribe, and please share this video. Thank you.